Good morning, you guys. It is a rainy fall morning on the farm here, and I am going to take you guys along with me during my day. I got a few things that I have to get done. I have to get my truck to GMC, pick up a rental vehicle, and get home all in time before the bus drops Axel off. But first, I need to get breakfast started, and I need to make a pumpkin cheesecake loaf. Not made one of those, so I'm really excited to try that. And anything cheesecake and like pumpkin right now is just like my go-to. So let's go ahead and get breakfast started, and then we'll start soon what time it is, because I have to leave here by noon. I've got to be there by 1, but I don't know if my truck is going to make it. So we're going to see. So let's start breakfast. So it literally started like downpouring at 5 a.m. like a storm, and it woke me up before my alarm. So I just got to lay there and listen to the storm. It stopped for a little bit, but now it's raining again. So I hope that stops by the time I have to leave. Okay, let's go ahead and get the bread in. So we got, my dogs are playing. 1 slice of the Live Carb Smart. They are the Aunt Millie's brand. It's so good. Like 1 slice has 11 grams of carbs, 3 grams of protein, half a gram of fat. And how much fiber is in this one? 9 grams of fiber. So, that down in. Really want to try to get our fall rugs done today. But it really depends on if it is raining this afternoon or not. So that could really throw a wrench in those plans, but we'll see. And my absolute favorite sausage, chicken and maple, is the Applegate kind. It's literally 60 calories for 1 patty. 4 grams fat, 2 carbs, 5 protein. So that's a plus. I also have no idea what I want to make for dinner. Also depends on if my husband's home. But I really don't think he's going to make it home in time for dinner, because he's flying back from Texas. He's down by the border, so he has to drive 3 hours to the first airport, and then he has to catch a plane there to the second airport, and then from there to here. So I really don't think he's going to make it for dinner. But I'm going to ask anyways. I'm going to have 2 eggs. So this first one is 60 grams. So for these 2 eggs, that's 16 grams of protein, no carbs, 12 fats, and no fiber. I could take down, or like take out the yolk and just do the egg whites, but I prefer to have the yolks in the egg. Salt and pepper, and get these on. And right in the dishwasher. Morning, I'm also going to do, I think, 1/4 cup of cottage cheese. And then, since I'm just doing this toast, I'm going to do a tablespoon of peach jam that I made. And then also, can't forget my cherry twist, Alani Nu. My absolute go-to lately. I need to get some cherry slush, and I cannot find the witch's brew anywhere. It's sold out online unless you want to pay like triple for it. But I went to Sam's Club because there was a post that said that they had a whole pallet. I was there within an hour of that post and they were all gone. That's crazy. Like, so I'm not gonna pay extra for it, but if I find it, I find it. I don't know if it's in a gas station. I might check that today, but then I'd have to get something else if it's not there, so I don't know. So, 1/4 cup of cottage cheese. I had to flip the eggs. All right, let's do our tablespoon peach jam. Eggs are almost done. I like them runny so they don't take too long. My full outfit today is the garnet color from Lululemon that came out last fall. Absolutely love this color, like one of my favorites. Okay, so for my breakfast, drink included, it's 379 calories, 30 grams of protein, 35 grams of carb, 17 fats, and 9 fibers. Now, you can obviously change this, like you could take off 14 grams of carbs if you didn't want the peach jam, but for me, I'm gonna have some peach jam today because I have a little bit extra that I'm working with today, and I really don't know like what I'm gonna do for dinner yet, so peach jam just sounded really good today. Let's go ahead and get our breakfast off the stove. And that is our breakfast for the day. And it is so filling. Like I will be full for hours until like lunchtime, which typically I don't eat until around 1, sometimes 1:30, really depending on what I do during the day. I'm also gonna have my 340 ounces of water as well. And some days I have greens. Today I don't really feel like having my greens, so I'm just not gonna have that today. But I'm gonna eat breakfast and then we are gonna get started on that pumpkin cream cheese loaf because I need to knock that out. It's 8 o'clock. I have like 3.5 hours that I'm gonna allow myself to eat and get this knocked out, which it really should only be like an hour and a half. So let's get going. All right, so we have our 2 ripe bananas, a 1/2 cup of brown sugar, and a 1/2 cup of granulated sugar into our mixer, and we're gonna combine that. And then when it's all combined, we're gonna mix in 1 cup of pumpkin puree, 6 tablespoons of butter, and then 1 egg and vanilla. And then we'll do our dry ingredients in a separate bowl. And then we'll mix those in here. There's like 1 chunk, oh, there it goes. There was a chunk of banana stuck in there and it just did not want to break up. I like to smooth my banana out. I don't really like big chunks, but I like some small chunks in there. Turn that down to a stir. All right, we're gonna get this mixed together and then we'll get our dry ingredients together and then we'll put that in here and then I'll show you guys how we are going to layer that in our pan. All right, so let's blend that up together and then we have our dry ingredients already ready. We have 1.5 cups of flour. We have 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, and then season with pumpkin pie spice, and I did a little bit of cinnamon in here, and that is gonna be it for your dry ingredients. And then for our cream cheese, we went ahead and put that in here. We have 1 egg, a block of cream cheese, 1/4 cup of flour, 1/3 cup of sugar, and some vanilla, and we'll just mix that up too. We're gonna get this blended, our wet ingredients blended up, and then we're gonna add our dry ingredients into here, and then we will mash our cream cheese together. mixture, and then we're gonna slowly add our dry ingredients in. Right in your dishwasher. Right, that still needs turned up just a little bit. I'm actually gonna scrape down the sides real quick. Some of the flour was sticking to this side. I don't know what I would do without my KitchenAid. Tag or drop your KitchenAid recommendations, like attachments, in the comments below, because I'm looking for some new ones, but I just don't know what to get. And a part of me wants to get the one that scrapes the sides, but I don't know how well it actually works. So, if you used them, let me know. Drop a comment down below. Get that one stirred. Right, that's mixing, so I'm going to go ahead and mash our cream cheese mixture up. And you can put this in the mixer too, or a handheld mixer if you want. It just has to be all blended together. So I'm gonna see if I can do it by hand first, so I don't have to get out another bowl. It's fairly easy. As long as your cream cheese is softened, like, it's pretty easy to do. That is done, so I don't want to over mix that, and I'm also going to add some chocolate chips into that. So I'll turn that off while I finish making sure everything is incorporated here. Make sure there's no big chunks. I'm done with the flour. I'm going to use a little handheld mixer. My whisk, and just get another good stir on it. My oven has already been preheating to 350 as well. Right, set that aside. Make sure my chocolate's still good. I'm gonna add too many. I'm gonna do about half of a cup and see what that looks like. Because again, I don't want it too chocolatey because we have the cream cheese. So I'm just gonna stir that around for like a few seconds. Just like that. And I already have my pan greased with oil. You can use a bread loaf pan. If you want more like of a bread structure, I'm gonna go with like just this little square one here. just because I want to be different today. I don't want a bread loaf. Pop this out. So we get everything off. Put that in the dishwasher too. All right, so we're just gonna make sure everything's mixed around. Make sure there's no clumps of flour on the bottom. Looking pretty good. All right, so we're gonna put a little over half of the mixture down. Just a little bit more. Go. Spread that around. Then we're gonna add our cream cheese layer in. I love cheesecake, like, ugh. Cheesecake is one of my favorite things. Next week, I gotta figure out what kind of chocolate cake I wanna do, and I wanna stuff it in the middle. I wanna put like cream cheese or chocolate something, maybe chocolate cream cheese, I don't know. Something in between the chocolate cakes for my husband's 40th birthday. He loves anything chocolate, so I'm gonna try that out. See what I can find and what I wanna do. All right, so I'm just gonna spread this out. You can spread this as much or as little as you want. I'm gonna do mine about 1/2 inch from the edge of the pan, because I really want it to be like in the center. Kind of like that. I don't want to dump it too much because it'll move. And then we're gonna add the rest of it over top. I'm getting it everywhere. Let's go ahead and add the rest of our pumpkin mixture. Actually could have used a bigger pan, I think, too, if I wanted to make it thinner, but I didn't want it too thin, so that's up to you guys and how you wanted to do that. Whether you wanted it to look like bread or a dessert. So many options. All right, let's spread this out on top. You can make a cute design. You could take a toothpick and run it through so it's mixed on top, like a marble. So this is gonna take about an hour depending on your oven at 350. So it really depends. I'm gonna check mine probably at like 45 minutes and then go from there. So got that all spread. Take a toothpick and kind of swirl it to see if it'll, yeah, I got too much pumpkin up top there. That's okay. We can do the edges. There we go. Right, and then we'll check this, and how we're gonna check this is we're just, whenever it would get to that 45, 50 minute mark, I just put a toothpick down in there, pull it out. If it's come clean, then it's done. All right, I'm gonna pop this in the oven and I'll show you guys what it looks like when it's done. But next we need to go clean my truck out. It's not dirty, I just need to wipe it down and get a couple of things out of there. So I don't know how long it's gonna be at GMC getting the fuel pump fixed. So hopefully it's not too long, but I also don't wanna leave anything in it. Last time I did, my truck got broken into and everything got stolen out of there, right down to my prescription glasses. So I wanna make sure there is nothing in my truck this time. So, which the only thing is that's in there, I think is like a belt bag and my sunglasses and a pair of glasses. So, but I want to get those out, not leaving those this time. So, we are going to head to the garage now. All right, so before we start cleaning the truck out, we're actually going to go down to the chicken coops, check on the baby turkeys, and also check for any eggs. It did storm this morning, so nobody is out. They're kind of just in their runs today because I don't want the babies to get wet and me not be home. So everybody's in their coops, in their runs, and staying dry. Hopefully it's not flooding too bad. I don't think it is. I don't even think it's really gotten any water into the chicken runs today, just because the ground is just so dry. So let's see. This is a silky pen. They might have gotten, oh no, their run is definitely dry, so they're good. Yeah. Look at Miss Maple. Oh, hi, Miss Maple. Hi, Miss Maple. Are you enjoying the cool weather, Miss Maple? Hmm? Hi, Miss Maple. So, Maple's a pretty bird, huh? Yeah, so we got a little bit of water. Well, okay then. I don't know which one is that, but you guys look good. Hi, Clyde. All right, I'm gonna go in and check on the turkeys. Check. Oh, yeah. We got 3 eggs so far, and I actually grabbed one earlier, so we actually got 4 eggs so far, and it's not even 10 o'clock, so that's good. Okay. Oh, you guys are a mess. So they do have several waters in the run, but the babies like to stay inside the coop sometimes. So I'm going to go ahead and refresh their water. That way there's just several water sources for them. There's also several food sources for them too. So no matter where they go, coops, runs, wherever, there's food and water. So this little baby. So far we have 2 little boys, and we think the rest of them, there's 7 including Maple. So that would give us 5 females hopefully so far, and 2 jakes. So 4 hens, 2 jakes, 2 roosters, whatever. So yeah, 2 gobblers, whatever. But yeah, I'm hoping we can get Maple moved over to the big coop so she can free range once these get a little bit bigger. She doesn't like to do it yet, so that's the plan. If not, if they don't tend to like being in here with the chickens, we're gonna make them their own like coop and run, so they'll be able to free range and get all the little bugs and nutrients that they need. But let's go ahead and get this water filled up because I really need to get that truck cleaned out. Literally removing everything. So I'm just getting my truck cleaned up in the inside. It's rainy, so I'm not doing the outside, but it could be sitting in the shop for a day. It could be sitting there a week or two. I don't know, but I'd rather it not sit there dirty. And yeah, I'd just rather have a clean truck going in so I get a clean truck coming out. So, just gonna get the inside wiped down. That's pretty much all I'm doing. I don't think I'm gonna vacuum. There's not much to vacuum. I mean, I could, but we'll see. See what time it is. I just checked our pumpkin cheesecake bread. It's still very jiggly in the middle, so it's still got some time. And we are almost right at an hour. We're at 50 minutes, so it's gonna need a little bit longer. So, just came out to get started on this, and then check our bread again, and then if we need to finish this up, we will. But if not, we will hang out, maybe do some schoolwork or something until it's time for us to leave. Because I'm not gonna be able to get a workout in because I'll just be looking at the time the whole entire workout. So I'll do that probably when we get back. All right, she is nice and clean, all wiped down. I didn't sweep it out. It really isn't dirty. I know it's a little dark because we're in the shop, but she's clean. There's no dust. Wipe the windows down, center console. The outside, unfortunately, is dirty, but it is downpouring right now. So I'm not going to be worried about the outside. The back, we wiped down as well. So it is clean. Something up. I gotta wipe the floorboard out. I have WeatherTech floor mats anyway, so I'm not really concerned about it. But yeah, nice and clean truck, ready to be dropped off. Hopefully it's not sitting at the dealership too long because I will be sad. But at least they're giving me a rental. So I'm gonna finish this up, and we already pulled the pumpkin loaf out of the oven, and it's been cooling, so I'll show you guys what it looks like. All right, so it is cooling, but as it cools, it will like fall down a little bit. But when it came out, it rose really good. But holy crap, my house smells so amazing right now. Like, that is absolutely beautiful. Like, it smells so good. Should I cut into it right now? Or should I wait? It smells amazing, guys. I think I need to have a piece. This is not my macros today. That's okay. Goodness, I need the piece. I'll do a little piece. Just a little one. See what it looks like. It is so freaking moist. Look at that. That is freaking gorgeous. Hot bread smells so good. Oh, I love it. It smells so good. Okay, let's take a picture of what it looked like. Let's try a bite. That is seriously probably one of my favorite things that I have baked in a while. That is really good. If you like want to bake something or want to try something, or if you're not even a fan of pumpkin, bake this, because I'm not a big fan of pumpkin. I'm slowly getting into pumpkin. This is like the first year that I've actually baked anything that had to do with pumpkin, but this is amazing. This is really freaking good. Okay, I'm gonna eat the rest of this bite, and it's 11, so I may eat lunch because I don't know what time I'm gonna get back, and I don't wanna be at the car lot hungry because that's gonna lead to me eating junk food or snacks or anything or whatever they have at the car lot, or if I'm there long or not. Enterprise is picking me up so I can go get my rental, so I really won't have time to eat. So I'm gonna eat something real quick besides this because I could literally eat this whole pan, and that's dangerous. That's dangerous. Okay. Okay, my bread is done. It's 11:36, so we are right on time. I love being on time. So I have a few minutes to spare before I need to take the dogs out and check for more eggs again. I'm checking on eggs a lot today because they are cooped up in their coop and run. So I don't want them to get bored and like peck at their eggs. They have before, so they quit, but they're also probably kind of bored today. But I'll check on that while I take the dogs out, but I really want to get my sourdough starter fed. That way I don't have to worry about it later. It's actually still actually it's done rising, so it's kind of going back down now. So it's a good time to dump and feed. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my discard jar out of the fridge and then put the discard in there, and then we'll feed this one. But I also want to warm up my tap water, or not tap water, my filtered fridge water to go in here. I do not use sink water for my sourdough. And I also only use King Arthur for my sourdough as well. Don't look at my jar. I need to clean it. It's just one of those pain in the butt things that I just don't want to do right now. About 34 seconds. I don't measure when it comes to my sourdough. I just do a kind of like eyeball 1:1:1 ratio. But you can if you need to. I typically don't. I just dump half, which is why I have a rubber band around mine so I can see my starting point. Perfect. Back in the fridge. Only glass jars too. And I also only stir with wood as well. So it's about room temperature now, maybe a little bit colder. You don't want hot water, so that's what matters. Or you don't want cold. So I'm just gonna dump some in. More. There we go. So glad it stopped raining because I do not want to drive in the rain, and I hope it stays off at least until I get the truck there. All right. So I just start with a little bit of water, and then obviously you can add more if you need to. I think I want to make some I don't know, maybe chocolate bread or just another plain loaf so I can stuff it with cheese and garlic butter. That's one of our favorites, is just a plain loaf. That way I can cut it into little cubes, halfway, 3/4 of the way down, but leave the bottom still intact, and then just put freshly shredded cheese and homemade garlic butter down in between the cuts. That's really good. Try not to get this on me. Mix it up. So you want it to look like pancake batter, and sometimes the mixing part can get really annoying, and it takes forever. Most of the time, I don't even make bread with this. I use the discard for pizza crust, and that's mostly what my sourdough is for. And I just dump, I don't make or mix the dough or anything like that. I take the discard and I dump it into a warm cast iron skillet that was in the oven preheating at 415. But while it preheats, I put the cast iron skillet in there, and I just dump my discard right down in and put it back in. You can season it with garlic and Italian seasoning or whatever you like on your pizza. But then you like let it cook pretty decently, maybe like 10-15 minutes. Pull it out, put your pizza toppings on, put it back on into the oven and melt all your toppings and cook them all together. And it's literally so good and so easy. Like, hands down, probably like our favorite way to make pizza around here. To the point my husband gets sad when we don't have discard in the fridge, so I can't make the pizza, so I gotta make a different type. All right, so we're just gonna scrape down the edges. Again, I need to clean. Perfect, and it ended up pretty much right at our rubber band again. Do not put this down your sink. Take a paper towel, clean it off first, and then rinse it off. I have septic here on the farm, and even if you have city, like, you don't want this gooped up in your sink because it'll get stuck in your drains and it'll just harden up, and you don't want that. Literally, paper towel, and most of it just wipes right off anyways. And then you can use your sink. That's what works best for me. I haven't found a different way to kind of get rid of it. Can't dump it outside or clean it off outside, so I usually just use the trash and paper towel. And it literally takes it off. And then I'll just rinse this off and let it air dry. I'll take another paper towel and clean up the drip in my jar before I put the cover back on. That way it doesn't stick. Got this off Etsy. I love this. It's like breathable, so it's not crazy. There we go. And we are done for at least 24 hours if I want to feed it again. So, all right, so I'm gonna get the dogs out, check for eggs, and then I will let you guys know when I make it to the GMC dealership and get my rental, and then get back here and then see what time it is. We still gotta get a workout in. It's a leg day. If not, I may just go for a run and do a leg day tomorrow. Really depends how the rest of the day goes. Sometimes sitting in a dealership and a rental car place can take forever and take it out of me and not feel like working out, but I really need to. So we'll see how it goes. I'll catch you guys in a bit. Literally, we'll have to catch you guys up while I put some chili in the crock pot because my day did not go as planned. So I ended up breaking down like 5 minutes from the house in my truck. So didn't get it to GMC. On top of that, I called roadside assistance and they were sending somebody out. Well, it took them 3.5 hours to get to me. And they kept changing the time. They said an hour at first, and then that hour moved to an hour and a half, and then they added an hour after that. Like, it kept changing, and I was getting so mad. So I ended up sitting in my truck from a little after noon till almost 4 o'clock, and the rollback finally showed up. We got the truck to GMC, and then GMC gave me a ride to Enterprise to pick up a car, and I ended up getting home. It was after 5. Like, it was the worst day. So I didn't get my workout in. I did go for a walk, but I did not get all my steps in. So that's how my day went. It was not what I was expecting, but we ended up just, GMC's paying for our rental car, taking care of that. So did not have to worry about like all of that. But that was literally just like the worst experience ever. So Now we're gonna make some chili. And then that's gonna finish this video out because I didn't even get a workout in. And yeah, I'm really sad. I really wanted to at least get a workout, but sitting in a vehicle, like I was glad I ended up just going for a walk instead. At least got some movement in because that was a long time. I had no cell phone service. I had one bar, enough for me to get calls out, but that was it. And my phone battery drained from like 70% down to 3% because I had no service. So it was just sitting there just running my battery down, running down. And yeah, so that was an adventure. One that I do not want to go on again. So let's get on with getting this chili in. So I'm doing ground turkey this time because we don't have a lot of deer left. And I need to just use this turkey up. So I'm just gonna have a pound of turkey in there, and then we're just gonna go ahead and throw this McCormick low sodium chili seasoning in there. Season that turkey up just a little bit. And then we're gonna start adding, and I have to drain these as we go. So I'm gonna do black beans, pinto beans, dark red kidney beans, northern beans, and then just tomato sauce and corn. So that's just something simple. And then I'm gonna do it with a side of cornbread because I love cornbread with my chili because it is so freaking good. So let me go and grab the corn and the can opener and a strainer. Go ahead and get our corn in. It's frozen because I always buy like 100, 150 ears of corn and cut it and then bag it like 2 cups each. And then I freeze it. I'm gonna go ahead and get 1 can of tomato sauce in there. All right, drained and washed all of our beans, so they're going right in. Another can of tomato sauce. I seasoned the turkey too while it was cooking with just like salt, pepper, onion, and garlic powder. And then we'll do this big can and we'll see where we're at with sauce wise once it starts cooking. Yeah, it's gonna be nice and thick. And I have this cooking on high because it's already like 3 o'clock. Luckily, chili doesn't take long, and it's gonna be simmering for a little bit anyways, like 3.5, 4 hours on high because my husband's hunting and I want to have this done and still warm and stuff when he gets done. And yeah, so this video is going to be a little bit shorter. Let me know if you like the shorter videos or if you like the longer videos. Next week we are doing a layered chocolate cake, like in a heart shape, I think. So I gotta figure out the filling because I want to do something in the middle of it as well. Or I was thinking a layer of like chocolate cake and then a layer of cheesecake. So like chocolate cheesecake cake type of thing. So I'm thinking about doing that too and just kind of layering them on each other. I don't know if I can do that or not. So we're gonna do some type of cake. It's my husband's 40th birthday, so I'm gonna make sure have something special for it. Definitely something chocolate. So stay tuned for that. Let me know if you like the shorter video or if you like the long videos that include the workout or not. I'll probably still will record the workout. And if you want to see any type of legging reviews mixed in with these videos, drop a comment down below because I do like doing those as well. So we will see you next week and hope you guys have a better week than I did. But yeah, we'll see you on the farm next weekend.